Hey everybody, welcome back to another Meeple Peak board game video. Today we're going to be doing the unboxing of Cascadia Landmarks, the new expansion for Cascadia. I've been looking forward to this since I saw it at Gamma a while back, and it looks awesome. But yeah, this is the expansion to this fantastic game here. So push that out of the way. It's supposed to add a 5th and 6th player, I think? Something like that. Yeah, up to 6 players now, which is cool. It's supposed to have a new mode to it that helps things move faster, which sounds interesting, especially when you're playing as 6 players. If that makes the rounds go faster, that's a good thing. Looks like 45 unique habitat tiles, some unique starter habitats, which is nice. So I think the base game just had 5, so 1 for each. Now there's 10. 35 wildlife tokens. Cool. Add more wildlife because of more players. 60 unique landmark scoring cards. Some new wildlife scoring cards, which is really cool. So different way to score the fox, the trout, the elk, the hawk. I can't remember if it's an eagle or a hawk. And a bear. Some new pine cones, which one of these days I gotta get some wood tokens to replace those because that would just be cool. And then, of course, a new score pad and a new rule book. AEG. Good guys, they have all kinds of fun stuff coming out. Anyway, let's just bust this open and see what's inside. Looks like it might have a new bag, too. That's interesting. I don't know why you would need a new one, but hey, I'm not going to argue. Okay, and it's open. Okay, there we go. Go to the rule book. Tokens. These look bigger than the last ones. We'll have to do a comparison and see what they look like. Okay, rule book. Good list of components. Nice. And a good setup list, which is cool. So if there's only one player, if you're doing this solo, Brad, you can take out so many tiles. You remove 87 of them, or you just leave 43 in. Looks like the same thing for 1 player and 2 player. Up to 6 player, there's 123 that you leave in and remove only 7. That's a lot of tiles. Okay. New wildlife. Nothing real different there. New habitats. New starting habitats. So that's interesting. I mean, it's, just a little something to help mix it up. Bunch of new pine cones. New wildlife scoring cards. That should be cool. And then, the main thing, the landmark tokens, the water, the trees, the mountains, grass and wetlands and stuff and things. I don't know what they all are just yet. Oh, it says right here. I can read. 6 forests, 6 wetlands, 6 prairies, 6 mountains, and 6 rivers. Cool. Then a whole bunch, 60 different landmark scoring cards. Lots of them. The alternate rules for faster play. That's cool. I'll have to give that a read through. New wildlife scoring cards. Yeah, as always, great looking rule book. Always found it nice and easy to read and comprehend in the original one. Good score pad. Landmarks, scenarios, and achievements. Interesting. Lots of those. Well, there you go. Let's see what the rest looks like. Rules. Tokens. Lots of tokens. Nice and thick. Well, just like the originals. More tokens. And look, more tokens. And cool stuff. Okay. Let's pull all this out. Tiny little cards, small ones, and a bunch of wood. Now, it looks like hopefully there won't be any problem combining the two into one box, because one thing that always annoys the crap out of me is getting an expansion and not having it all fit into one box. Red Cathedral. But I'm not going to name any game names in particular. Grizzly Bear. Scores per single bear with no other bears next to it, and at least one unoccupied space adjacent to it. That's new. That's the first time I've seen them use unoccupied spaces. Scores per group of 3 bears with no other bears next to it, but next to all 4 of the other wildlife. Okay. Deep Woods Bears. Scores pairs of bears with no other bears next to them, where at least one bear is on the forest. Oh, that's cool. That is a first for that, being on a specific terrain type. I wonder if it can only be forest, or if it's just part of it. So you like, this one is all forest, but if it can be on one of these where it's one of everything, but it does specify forest. I don't see anything else. We'll have to look it up. I bet you it's in the rulebook, because their rulebook is pretty good for explaining that type of thing. Scores per ilk in a semicircular formation. Scores per group of elk in exact shape. Subtract 1 point per animal adjacent to the group. Well, that's interesting. So they want to be in this particular shape, but they want to be next to as little as everything else as possible. That's cool. So you get 13 points per little triad. No, I'm not going to read all these off to you. I'll leave some of them for you to find out. Ooh, oh, that's cool. Red tail. Hawk. Okay, so it's not an eagle, it's a hawk. Scores for each pair of non-adjacent hawks with direct line of sight to only one other. Oh, that's cool. There was another one where there was line of sight to as many as they could see, but this one is, they can only see one other. Only eyes for you. Salmon zigzags. Scores for each run in zigzag shape per salmon. Oh, I said trout earlier. Sorry, it's salmon. Food chains and rapid runs. Well, this one wants them to be on a river. It's actually +1 per salmon on a river. Oh, that's cool. And this one likes to have them, the food chains likes to have bears next to them. Okay, this is going to be cool. I might have to play this one tonight. Set those aside for now. We'll come back to the cards. Let's look at some of the cool new wooden pieces. Silica, yum. So, they're big. Bigger than I thought they would be. Very nice. Those are pretty cool. Yeah, nothing fancy. They didn't do any screen printing or anything, but they look cool. And then, yeah, these are nothing special. According to what I understand, you should just be able to add these into the existing bag, no matter how many players you're playing with. I'll have to read the rules and see if I heard that right. Salmon or pink? For some reason, I thought they were red in the first one. These are like a hot pink. couple stuck together, but nothing horrible. Yeah, let's do a quick comparison, shall we? Just happen to have it right here, as I showed you a little bit ago. Oh yeah, that's interesting. I just noticed. So the back of the box shows a bag, but there isn't one. I guess the bag just represents everything as you're playing the game, since it comes in the first one here. Looks like in theory that should all fit back in, except for the new tiles are not going to go in there. Okay, so let's start with the salmon. Nope, I was remembering wrong. It is, well, close to the same color. I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of hard to tell the difference. The new one to me is a little bit more pink, like hot pink, and the old one is more of a salmon color. They are about the same thickness. The new ones are a little bit thicker. Not much. The hawk. Yeah, not much difference there. It's about the same color blue. Same, a little bit thicker. Bears, same bear picture. Same brown color. Elk, looks like the old ones are a little bit lighter in color. There's a little bit difference, nothing horrible. I mean, it is not going to make any difference when it comes to gameplay of what's going on. And the fox, yeah, the new one's a little bit more vibrant. So yeah, the older colors are a little bit more muted. I don't know if that's because of time or if that's the way it was intended originally. But yeah, it's going to make zero difference when it comes down to gameplay. New score pad, which it's wider because of 6 players, but other than that, oh no, there's landmarks. Okay, there's that, and then let's see, this one's right on the edge, so I can open it the right way. Yay! There should be 5 decks of these. Rivers, mountains, prairies. Now on Dice Tower, they said they don't recommend using landmarks if it's like less than 3 players. I'm gonna test that out for my own and see what I think. I respect those guys, but I don't agree with a lot of things that they say. Scores for each bear on a forest. Elk on a forest. Fox on a forest. Scores for each hawk and salmon on a forest. Scores for each unique animal on the largest forest corridor. That's cool. Scores for each pair of occupied forest keystone tiles. Oh, that's neat. And I guess what you do, if I remember right, you deal out the number of these equal to the number of players. I can't remember. I think that's what it was. I don't think there was like a +1 or anything in there. And then if you're the first one to meet the goals of whatever it is, then you get to claim the first one. Set up. New habitat tiles, landmarks. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Explanation, landmarks, gameplay, setup. Number 2, shuffle each of the 5 landmark scoring decks and flip over a number of cards from each deck equal to the number of players. Yep, there you go. Solo play, flip over 2 cards from each deck. Place these cards in the tableau near the wildlife scoring cards, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, there you go. 2 or 1 per player. Scores for each. Okay, so they look like they're kind of the same. Fox in a wetland, salmon in a wetland. So they're all kind of the same, just different terrain types. I don't know. I think it's going to be a good addition to the game. I'm looking forward to trying these faster play rules, which I don't know how well that's going to work with 2 players, but we'll give it a try. What's the worst that's going to happen is it won't turn out very well, and I won't do it again. Okay, there you go. Please like and subscribe. Leave me any comments or questions down in the comment section. I like to hear your feedback, and I will talk to everybody later. Thank you very much. Bye.